what you're facing right now isn't a motivational sales problem. It's not a work ethic problem. It's a foundation problem. When you shift from selling books to serving people through books, sales become natural, not a struggle. So if you're looking at your bookstore and you're thinking, this can't keep going on like this, and if you're making between $5,000 to $7,000 a month, but you need about $10,000 to $14,000 just to be stable, and your inventory is out of control, and your revenue unpredictable, and deep down, you can see the writing on the wall. Between 12, 18, or 24 months from now, unless something changes, you'll be forced to close. This video is for you, because 20 years ago, we were standing in a very similar place, not with one bookstore, 7 struggling outlets. And from the outside, we were operating normally, but behind the scenes, we were dangerously close to collapse. 3 years later, we didn't just survive, we stabilized. And from that stability, we grew to 16 locations. And 17 years later, we never missed payroll. Not once. So if you see the trend and you're willing to fight for your bookstore, I want you to hear this clearly. It is possible to turn this around. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why and what comes next if you're willing to fight for your bookstore and decide not to give up. 20 years ago, I was hired as accountant for ABC, and I walked into a business that was still open, but barely holding together. The previous management, all of them, had been laid off for mismanagement of funds, and there were 7 struggling outlets. Theft was happening, no systems in place, inventory all over the place, and bankruptcy was a very real possibility. And I'll be honest with you, I needed that job desperately. I was a single mom, and I knew that it couldn't pay much at first, but I took it anyway. So for the first 3 years, I remember we truly didn't know if we could survive the months. And it was like every month, there was always this question: will we make payroll? And can we keep the doors open? I believe deeply in the value of education through books. So I committed everything I had, my time, my knowledge, my effort, just helping to stabilize that business. And slowly, it began to work. Here's what made the difference. We stopped trying to manage the chaos, and we focused on regaining control. We didn't close the stores, we couldn't afford that. Instead, we rebuilt the foundation while we were still operating. We got brutally honest about where we stood. We counted everything, every book, every asset, and every debt that we had to acknowledge that. And what we uncovered was painful. $65,000 had been misappropriated. It was gone. And for the first time, that changed everything. Once you stop guessing, you can start building systems that protect you. We put cash controls in place so that theft, fraud couldn't continue. We implemented inventory tracking so we knew what we actually had. We built financial systems so that every dollar had a place and a purpose. And then something important happened. We clarified who we were meant to serve. We stopped trying to be everything to everyone who walks into our shop and became the place for Christian health, hope, and family resources. That clarity brought focus. That focus became stability. And from that stability, growth followed. We never missed payroll again, and we grew to 16 outlets. Not because we were lucky, but because we rebuilt the foundation first. And this is why today I am so passionate about giving back and helping bookstore owners, because most of you don't actually have a sales problem. You're thinking, if I could sell more books, if I could have more customers, if I could market more, if I could advertise more, pay for adverts so that it pays back. But sales are a result of something deeper. Service. People are constantly searching for answers, and for most of the world, those answers are still found in books. When you shift from selling books to serving people through books, sales become natural, not a struggle. What you're facing right now isn't a motivational sales problem. It's not a work ethic problem. It's a foundation problem. You're working 60 to 70 hours a week, but revenue is still unpredictable. You can't clearly see where your money is going. Decisions are being made based on pressure and instinct and not facts. But here's the good news. Foundations can be rebuilt. And if you're in that zone of uncertainty, where you can see what's coming 12 to 24 months ahead, you still have time to prevent a crisis instead of surviving one. Let me say this gently but honestly. I don't want you to be standing in an empty store 18 to 24 months from now thinking, I saw this coming. Why didn't I act when I still had the time? Because you still have runway. You still have choices. That window doesn't stay open forever. And I've seen what happens when it closes. Your bookstore may not be over. And in the next video, I am going to share with you the method we use that saved us and what starting over really means. I'm going to walk you through the exact roadmap we used. Not shutting down, not gambling everything, but rebuilding safely while the doors are still open. This is the process that pulled us back from the edge of bankruptcy and gave us 17 years of stability afterward. And if you're serious about saving your bookstore, comment below. It is possible. I want to see you, and I want you to know you're not alone. And subscribe and hit that bell. Up next, the method that saved us and what it really means to start over. I'm here to help you protect what you've built. I'll see you in the next video.